The great internet providers.
The internet gods.
I will change my deity if that's the case.
Yeah, we need to pray to this.
You're already worshiping a false god.
If you are the handful of subscribers watching us, if you're the viewers watching us that aren't us, thanks for sticking around.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We would like
You're
to spit
good people.
a special apology out to Fruitzilla, our highest bid contributor and longest sub, who is here with us today.
He is a
This is
legend
completely
sticking
unacceptable.
through all this, yes.
Wow.
We do thank you for stopping by. It's always good to see you, Fruit.
Man.
Still holding down the title.
Our 0.6 upload is chugging along. Apparently our phone is picking up
Currently
the heavy
running this
lifting.
stream off of my phone. Thank you, Verizon Wireless, for your service tonight.
Unacceptable. That's right. You're right. It is unacceptable.
Absolutely, it is.
God, I hate Paris internet. It's terrible.
Yeah.
All right.
With your bit donations, we're gonna relocate Clint to a real city. Where you can get some
We're gonna
real
move
internet.
in.
We're gonna move in.
Pack up your family and just go.
We just need to do this for about 100 more years, and we'll get enough.
I told you guys, I've got fiber available.
Yeah,
I hear that real estate in Detroit is super cheap.
Yeah, and they have fiber in Detroit.
I'm sure they do. Because it's easy to tear stuff up there. They're like, yeah, we're going to dig stuff up and put fiber in. It'll be fine.
Yeah, no, guys, I have access to fiber here in town. It's $500 a month with a 5-year contract.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
Man.
So as soon as we start making bank,
just as soon as this thing starts rolling over the
as soon
dough,
as we take off, fiber it is.
wow.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah.
sad laugh.
It's probably cheaper just to start our own internet company.
Technically, I've been part of that before.
You don't even know how much time I've looked into that.
All right. So
Let's
where
get back
were
into
we? We were talking to a half orc about clouds and shit.
Silly half-orc and weird,
Talking
horny
about
people.
clouds and shit.
And
He was like telling us his name.
He thought
We
that
were
one
like
up
paying
there.
attention to it.
He thought that one looked like a rabbit. I was leaning more towards squirrel, but
His name was,
That sounds
and that's about all
fairly
it was.
accurate.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just a dolphin screaming in robot teeth.
that's all it is really. Man.
We're gonna save that for the voices chat.
oh man,
Whoa, dolphin.
making it rain.
Fruit is doubling down on the. Thank
It was
you
a-
again, Fruit, for the
Oh
donation.
Jesus!
That's a good donation. Thank
It
you.
is.
We don't.
Oh, he did it again.
Stop! We don't deserve that.
So is this for the dolphin crying? Is that what that was? I mean, I'll do it again.
Quality content here, guys.
He's like, here's $20.
If I throw money at him, will it make dumb noises?
Thank you, Fruit.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much,
Just-
man.
Just securing that first place up there in the old donations.
I don't think anybody's gonna be able to catch him.
We need like a special. He needs a special like emote token thing. We got to figure out how to do those things for him.
I need to talk to Zombie Decoy because he actually said to me that he wanted to make up some icons for us.
We need to get on
cool.
that.
Yeah.
Zombie, where you at? You're usually here.
Yeah.
Come make our stuff. We'll pay you a
Come
fruit's
make our
money.
We'll pay you the same amount all of us make.
Equal partner.
Oh man.
Equal partner.
Hope you enjoy debt.
I was going to say, you're entitled
All right.
to 13 cents.
All right,
Alright,
you ready to get back to this?
Let's do
Play
this.
some
You can-
motherfucking
You can edit all
D&D.
that out post, right, Jeff?
I'm leaving it in.
Yeah.
All right. So we were learning names. People existed.
Looking at
Important
clouds.
deities were being discussed.
You
Potential
wanna
plot was
recap?
happening. Yes, please. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm meandering. I have forgotten my manners, as my father would say. I am Korik, thank you for giving me hope and giving me a chance. I'll do everything I can. I can't speak for the others, but I'll do what I can to help with this place. This place is it's the first chance I've seen in a very long time of maybe getting to what I've set out to do. And I don't hear my father yet, but I know at least now I can work to find his voice again instead of digging a hole for something that wears the face of some god that masquerades as my father.
Do not worry, my friend. Soon the gods will be getting all the praise they desire.
I just want to hear his voice again.
Now, I'm fascinated by this situation. I don't have a direct connection to the deities as you do, but do you feel like it's a distance thing, or does it feel like completely foreign?
Well, what you say, Mr. Skeezer, is a conversation those of faith have all the time. So I cannot tell you. But I'll explain it this way. When I hear your voice, I'm not certain that your voice sounds the same to you as it does to me, as it does to Mr. Balron. We all hear what you say, but you sound different to all of us. And my experience with listening is that those of the faith hear different things, but the core of the message remains the same. But even then, some viewpoints change.
That's probably because you're talking to the wrong skeezers. There are 4 of them.
Oh,
Did you just went full burl on us there for a second?
yes. See, I have had to tell myself, this is Mr. Skeezer. I'm so quick to wanting to call him Duz.
Yes.
Well, I won't be offended if you get it wrong. It's okay.
It's a mistake many of them make. It's just easier to refer to them all as Skeezer.
I'm not going to do that to Duz. He gets upset very quickly.
Just be lucky I'm not that one, huh?
If you have need of me, I am here. I can tend to the wounded. I can do what I can to put up a fight when a fight comes. Duz left this morning with the hunting party for food. Akna went with him, and so did Captain Casey.
Oh, good. Food.
I don't know how far they've gone out, but Duz and Captain Casey keep talking about a forward guard or a forward watch. We were talking about trying to scout out the area. I think Duz has just gone and put his best foot forward to do that already.
That sounds like a great idea.
But
I
I'm not
probably
involved.
didn't make that any easier on you, did I? My apologies.
Oh, no. This is... Well, I don't know, but since this morning at least, the Grex have been staring at you.
Well, I had spent a fair amount of last night in commune with Valora.
We all know. We saw the effects, and I'm
afraid it's going to make movement through them a little difficult. I was unaware you were planning on scouting out through the area.
Oh, no. If anything, I think you've improved our situation. You've provided more cover. I consider cover to be a good thing, since so far our threats haven't come from the water. But regardless, now we at least have a wall at our back to face the sea. But I am familiar with your ritual. I don't possess it, but I've heard of it. I think you have believers, at least the way they're walking around looking at you.
Believers in me.
No. Do with it what you will. This is just... I know the eyes of faith. I carry them myself. They have it now for you, since what you did, at least. They haven't touched any of those trees. It's...
Well, then their faith is misguided. They placed it in me. I am only a conduit for the gods. At least the ones that still will listen.
Well, we all are. Maybe it's a test.
Well, and also, it was you who decided to invoke your deity to bring him to us to give this bounty to secure these people's lives. I wouldn't be so quick to dismiss yourself.
Look, it's Falara that causes the trees to grow. All I merely do is ask.
Well, I, for one, am thankful that you asked.
I mean, they completely missed the entire point. I caused these trees to grow large and wide so that they would be able to chop them down and create their own boat. There won't be near enough room on our new grit in order to carry them all.
Yeah, don't worry. We're actually working on that already. And then a little halfling walks past you, and they've got little axes, and they've already gone to town on this area.
See, that one's got the right idea. That's
Yeah.
the spirit.
Well, part of the reason why I was asking that esoteric question of you about your deity and location was more of I'm trying to figure out if we're in the same place, metaphysically speaking, as we were before the storm. Whether we're here on the prime material plane or if we've traveled elsewhere.
I don't know. I don't know. I still have some magics. Magics that make change. But I am used to having at my reach some incantations that call to me guidance in times of confusion. And I no longer see portents, and I no longer receive guidance. And now, all I hear is sadness, and the water, and the rain. I don't hear my father. I hear his love. And it worries me. So, I don't know if this means she grants power or if he reaches through her. I still have it, but it's changed and some of it's deadened. The other casters that I was pooled with, some were not divine.
Mm-hmm.
One could move water as part of his birth, a sorcerer of some sort. But they all thought their god had marked us different in coming through. So they kept us in a place, but it wasn't the mine, but it was a cage. Not a real cage, but we weren't to leave.
I see.
They kept trying to bring in their faithful to teach us of their god.
Were they attempting to convert you or utilize you?
I think both. They asked a great deal of questions.
I suspect we're going to get much of the same when we go meet with the court of Talua.
I haven't heard his name, its name, her name. I just... The name Joina was mentioned at the other island, that it was her island.
Yes, I do believe somebody mentioned a join.
I assume that's
So
the one we've angered, correct?
Yes, the one that had broken away from the others.
Yeah, and she took to land, which was unusual, right? The Wavan don't
Arrival
normally-
of the Court of Tulua, if I remember correctly.
I
Mister,
don't know.
would you happen to know which of the other islands it was you were on? I know there's a few on the horizon.
They said that we were.
It'd just be good to know if we go looking around and there's another camp of Wavan on one of these islands.
They called it Vula, Vula Sands. There are many of the Vula islands, but it, as best as I could understand, it was a chain of islands, and it was all called Vula. But each separate island had its own name. I didn't understand them all, but they all belonged to Joina.
Hmm.
I only saw one. But it said that when we were ready, we would be taken to the temple. I didn't want to find out what that meant.
Hmm.
That's when
Yeah.
I ran.
Could be quite ominous.
Probably pretty smart.
Well,
Seems we
feel
might
like
have
we
new
should
visitors soon,
perhaps-
right?
yeah. Now, what about the others here? You've teamed up a lot. Maybe an introduction here.
Sure, of course. So with that, he walks over and you know Josmelin. Josmelin's one of you freed from bondage by
one of the dwarves?
purchasing her. Mhm.
Okay.
She's taken to helping them construct houses over here, and these are halflings that are part of Wrightonville, working in their little town. And so the half orc essentially walks over to her, and
Female thing.
Mhm.
Just female things. It's just the sort of thing girls go through.
Inside, I would like to present you with Presita. Presita, please look up. And so she does, and she raises her face, but she keeps her eyes down.
I can't quite tell if she's just trying to look at me.
I am very sorry, but I have had my face taken from me.
Oh?
This is. I am wearing my shame.
They don't know that I understand.
Your face?
Could I please cover myself for speaking?
If that's your preference, of course.
Yes.
She pulls the blanket like a hood over the top of her head.
And are you suggesting that she's been like polymorphed or changed in some fashion, or
No, I speak with not the clarity that you are requesting of. I grant many apologies. I am Presita Atlaka, lambent of the third breath, acquired of lead, iron, zulium, dagat, and silver.
Hmm.
1,000 apologies.
Well, I'm very happy to meet you.
I have been granted this time 8 faces, and they have taken all. And so I am left with this, my first face. It is ugly. And for that, I apologize to the shame put upon you for looking at it.
I don't think you look ugly. You look
That's
very
pretty-
fascinating.
That's pretty drastic.
Thank you for freeing me. Thank you for giving me the ability to find my own way home again.
You're very welcome. Where did you originally come from? I'm not sure that I've seen one like you before.
I am from the great isle of the Roar King.
Hmm.
This place is my home, except I am prisoner like yourself. But I am not an outsider, not like you.
Oh.
And so for that, I will do whatever I can to assist you, but I have shown you my first face because you are owed this for purchasing my freedom with your bravery. And so I must pay you back in all that I may. I grant you the generosity of all that I have acquired, though it is currently beyond my reach.
Well, since you're somewhat of a local, do you know anything about the Wavan courts?
The Wovens are dominant. They are zealots, and they are creatures of dogged faith that are not one to question or to brook in any sort of logic. They are very difficult to deal with. However, they are always true to their word. So in this, I was once a trader of precious metals until they found me suspect of weapons.
Hmm.
No words I gave them for my contacts were enough. And so I was taken and imprisoned, and my people were not able to stop them. I am. The word that we use for outsiders are to called slag. These are my people.
Hmm. So you are a trader of precious metals, and as far as what I've been able to tell, though, the Wavan are completely uninterested in fine metals, preferring ceramics. Am I
They are
misunderstanding?
fools. They are fools, but in such a way that you trade with them, we are also capable of carrying their currency. It's just one that we translate for ourselves.
Hmm. I
So are
see.
you saying there's more of those valuable coins laying around here somewhere?
Yes, there are great riches in my home. In my home, riches that an outsider would actually consider for value, strength, and abilities. But I could not return because were I to do so, my shame could be purchased for leverage. So I must earn back all my value, else it be consumed by another.
And what would you need to do in order to accomplish that?
Work, build, forge, grow, seek. I must do what I can.
Hmm.
You have given me freedom, for that I will repay you with interest compounded.
I like the sound of that.
These Wavan, you said they are creatures of faith. Um, are they known to truck with devils? Or is this an unusual
No.
occurrence?
You understand. Great apologies. blessed that I could purchase the rights to your name for use with my own words. I would grant you a favor for this privilege.
Yes?
Thank you, Skizar. So, for this, the Waven, they where to begin? They live beneath the waves in great cities. They are one of the most numerous. They are everywhere and unseen. And that is what makes them dangerous.
Yeah, that makes sense. For certain.
As to the courts, I know of a handful. I know of Onas. I have heard of Talua. I do not know in the past of a Joina. This Joina is new. A young countess who has taken control the Vula chain from Manoa.
It's very complicated relationships.
The
It is
change.
boring, it is courtly, and it is politic. And sadly, I must study these things for my business. But the courts of the Waven and the ritual are great and numerous. It is almost too much at times. It is
Well-
much simpler where I am from. Where I am from, give and you buy. And it is simple.
I'm afraid we don't have time for studying rituals and courtships. We're gonna have to wing this one, it seems. We're due to be down there pretty shortly.
Well, I'm guessing, given their natures thus far, that they may be a proud race that values itself as kind of top of the food chain, so to speak.
You mean they're elves?
And were we invited, or did your captain guy just come to talk to us? Will he appreciate us just showing
We've
up?
been invited.
We were?
Yes. That's why they sent Captain Ace up here. Was
I thought they might have
To
just been
invite-
making contact.
well, they're quite pleased with the amount of damage we did to this Joina. So I think they wish to have counsel with us. At least figure out exactly what we're doing here in the meantime.
Hmm.
And what if it's just simply a trap?
Well, the
Lure
thing
us
that-
down and to take us out.
Well,
Think-
then they will find out very quickly that they are the ones who will be trapped with us.
on their home turf underwater? That sounds pretty bad.
Oh, it isn't just their home turf, my friend.
Well, it's definitely not mine.
It will be. You'll see.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Well, should we go, or do you think it's going to be dangerous with the storm picking up? We might have more visitors coming real soon, right? If that's what we think it is.
I'm sure Wrighton and the guys will be able to keep a good lookout for anyone suspicious. Lindell seems to be on the mend quite well as well. So,
I'm just worried Peg's going to show up with the storm again. I don't know.
Peg hasn't shown up yet. I don't believe he will.
Hmm.
Not too sure. We ain't seen the last of him. He hasn't come back for his ship yet.
I would be
That'll
very
be a
cautious
surprise.
I would be very cautious in going to visit someone that is powerful in the Wavan. Very cautious indeed.
I don't really think it's a good idea, Ballrin, us just walking in there.
My people trade with outsiders. We understand we were all outsiders once. but the Wavan see all of this as their home, and no one belongs here. Were it not for their fear of the other gods, they would have taken this place long ago.
Hmm.
How far away is where you're from?
I do not
Persita.
know. They have how to travel. I am unfamiliar with this island. It's a small island. There are so many small islands, it is easy to be lost on one. But to go towards fire is to go towards the home of my people. We are scattered, but we are many. But we have to stay close to the heat. This place is so very cold sometimes.
Hmm.
That explains the heavy coat.
I would not shame you for this coat. This coat was given as a gift, and for that I am owed the favor of that one. And she points over to a halfling.
Well, we're all friends here.
Friendship
of
is a
us.
transaction that is beneficial.
So your people are a solely mercantile people then? Everything in your society is structured around trade and the practice of trade?
And generosity.
I see.
For all to burn bright, all must burn together.
Oh, it's a lovely passage.
That sounds nice.
Well, man, perhaps we'll have things to trade after all here soon.
I suppose if you're into burning.
Well, at least one member of our group does. Kodo was asking for heat earlier. Maybe they're of a similar nature.
If I could give heat, I could pay for favors I am now in owe. If you have need of heat, I could assist you. This is one gift I can always grant, and for that I am happy to do so.
Did you hear that, Kodo?
I assume Kodo was by his forge, not talking in this conversation. Sorry,
Kodo's got shit to
melting
do.
down his gold coins.
I am currently with my crucible.
Gotcha.
Making blankets.
Never mind.
Making
Didn't want to get you
blankets.
involved after all.
Okay, Kodo, how much did I send you like the original old school thingy? Like the
It's the one in the talking in first person or third person.
like it begins with when the world was young?
Yes.
Okay. Got a stuff.
By the looks of it, my internet is acting aloof again.
Isn't it fast?
Internet.
Must be its keen internet eye.
Definitely.
Mhm.
Well, maybe it'll fix itself if I get more caffeine. Or getting that dragon lore, I'm going to get my last cup of coffee.
Sent. You've now got it.
Thank you, sir.
It is, you guys have been discussing most of the day. It moves on to lunch. You see everybody's getting food out. Dibben is doing what he can, but you can tell that food has turned from the remainder of rations and proteins that were stored aboard, like all the salt pork, into a lot of fruits and a lot of local fruits. And so they do keep, you notice there's now a practice of checking with Prasita and her nodding and thing. And the half orc will like help translate a little bit. You can tell that there are a couple times halflings come up and talk to her saying, and so then the half orc has to kind of break it down. You see he's speaking a mix of common, and he actually speaks halfling, and then he keeps casting something, and you guys can tell it's tongues, and then he keeps sliding into whatever. Well, when tongues is spoken, everybody sounds like they're speaking language, but magically everybody understands each other.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he keeps doing for Prestida's sake.
Gotcha.
And so with that advice, Dibben is laying out foods. You guys notice as lunch goes on, Dibben is dropping off food over here, way north in the forest beyond Wrightonville.
Huh. Can't tell what's going on with the stream
I was
here.
kind of trying to see that myself, actually.
Looks
I lost you guys entirely there for a
nearly
second.
dead.
Should we power on, or
Yeah.
should we call it?
I think for the sake of us getting into game, I think we should continue. And if we can get it streamed, great. But I want to play. So, I mean, if we can keep the stream up, awesome. But I said we just play.
Well, either way,
I'm in for that.
we can keep it running. And then if it craps out, it craps out. But either way, we'll get to play. So
Yeah, so let's do our best to keep it running. But yeah, this is tough.
It looks like it's froze up at the moment for me, but I can't tell if it's just me or not.
Yeah.
no, it's still going. Like
It looks
at
like a
least-
slideshow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, unfortunately, I think the stream is going to die.
Yeah, I said we maybe end the stream then, because it's just not working. Which is really unfortunate. Maybe we'll do a recap video, kind of
Yeah, we can
let
do
everyone
that.
know what's going on.
Yeah.
Fruit, thanks for all the cheers, man.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding.
Sorry
Thank you
about
so
this.
much. So, yep, fans back there, I appreciate all the views. We appreciate the bits. Apparently, internet is just not loving us tonight, so we're gonna wrap up the stream. I think.
Aw.
Make sure that
Fruit sent good luck to us.
Now, actually,
Aw.
much appreciated. But I think we're gonna go ahead and try to do our best to power through a scene or two and enjoy that, and then we'll get you guys a recap videos put together so that you guys can know what the hell happened.
Fruit's still throwing luck charms at us.
Just
Throwing cash at
It's
us.
gonna work.
It- It's almost like our game is currently like a coin operated thing where he has to keep pumping coins in to keep it running. It's like we need like the Street Fighter to continue 9, 8, 7. And Fruit pops another coin in.
Man, he is legit doing that too.
If he spams it, does it make it run faster?
I know.
It's at 0 right now, sadly. Yeah.
Zero upload. Oh my god.
0?
It's going from
Zero.
0 to 400, so we are coming across as nothing on the stream.
Man. Well, we'll type it out just to make sure you guys know what's happening, and then we'll see you next time we go live. I promise we'll get this sorted out.
All right.
New Wave will have to get this sorted out.
Yeah, I'm dropping off
It's
this.
just anything we can do.